Newgate Inn. Interior, jail cell, day. Lawyer, mid-50s, wearing a barrister's robe and wig, paces about with a downcast expression. Marie, mid-30s, in a ball gown and an elaborate pompadour, sits forlornly on a stool. She speaks with a slight French accent.
What do you mean? There's nothing else you can do?
The trial is over. There is no appeal.
Interior, courtroom, day. 12 men, seen from behind, sit in the jury box, listening to a male witness who wears a press badge clipped to the front vest pocket of his suit jacket. The presiding judge wears a wig.
But there were only men on my jury, and that testimony by that news person at my trial, surely that was impermissible.
I objected. You saw that. But I was overruled.
So, that's it?
Yes. Clemency is not an option.
Why not?
The people have cut off that possibility.
A shadow on the wall shows a guillotine blade falling outside, and we hear it fall.
Hurrah!
What upset everyone was not my fault, you know.
I know.
And the things they said about me, they were not true. I never said they should eat cake. I always encouraged healthy eating habits.
It was more than that, I'm afraid. The people are also upset about the country's huge debt.
Which would not have happened if we hadn't spent all that money on a foreign war.
Yes, our support for the American war created a massive debt.
But can't taxes just reduce the debt?
Not possible, because there are too many people, like yourself, who simply don't pay taxes. I think your words were, only ordinary people pay them.
My husband and I did nothing illegal in avoiding taxes. Many others did the same.
Yes, but all of your friends also lobbied against anything that would help the poor.
But that's the politicians' fault. They're the ones who should be punished.
Oh, they have been.
Again, a falling guillotine.
Hurrah!
But it is unfair to punish me. I certainly never personally hurt anyone.
Interior, child's nursery, day. Marie sits with an infant on her lap as a young 7-year-old girl and a 4-year-old boy play with toys on the floor in front of her.
I was too busy being a mother.
She looks at the lawyer with a concerned look.
Are my children safe?
Yes, you needn't worry about them. But perhaps you should have worried more about the state of the world they'll inherit.
But that's none of my doing. Everything is out of my control.
She fans herself.
I cannot even control the temperature. It is so hot in here.
I'm sorry, but it's warm everywhere right now. And getting warmer.
I still don't understand why they hate me.
Interior, salon, night. Marie plays cards at a card table with 2 men and another woman, surrounded by several onlookers. A large pile of money rests in the middle of the table, alongside some face cards of kings and queens.
The conspicuous ways in which you and your friends spent your fortunes just highlighted the differences between you and the poor.
Marie looks at her dress.
You mean this? I was taken into custody during a party, for heaven's sake. I don't look like this all of the time.
Lawyer takes off his wig.
Or do I? But it's the way people see us, I'm afraid.
What if I promised to leave the capital and never return?
You tried that, remember? You sought sanctuary in a friendly state. You should have stayed there and not returned.
What about my husband? Can't he help?
The sound of a falling guillotine.
Hurrah!
I'm afraid you're a widow now.
She dabs her eyes with a handkerchief, even though there are no observable tears.
Yes, how sad. Can I at least be placed somewhere other than here? This place is hideous. Is there a concierge you can speak to?
I've spoken to the person in charge. He says this is the only place for you.
Can they at least freshen it up in here with flowers or carnations, perhaps?
No. There's no escaping this situation.
What changed? None of the people out there did anything before.
Exterior, Capitol steps, day. The mob storms the Capitol on January 6th.
That's not exactly true, madam.
But not against us. Why a revolution now?
I think many got fed up with the attitude of you and your friends. The constant assertions that you were victims who had done nothing wrong didn't help.
But what do they expect to achieve by this revolt?
To remove you and your friends from power permanently. To change the whole environment surrounding us. If you had done something, anything, To ease their plight, it might not have come to this.
What about you? What did you do to prevent all this?
Nothing, I'm afraid. And by defending you, the rabble out there thinks I was complicit in your profligate ways.
So, you are doomed to the same fate.
Yes, as are all the others that helped you and your kind. Lawyers, politicians, members of the Fourth Estate.
But how will our deaths help them?
Robert, 30, opens the cell door, jangling keys and holding 2 sets of clothes.
We have to start somewhere. We could not permit you to continue dividing us and leading us to ruin. And we must correct the system that you've exploited for so many years.
He opens the door and walks over to them, handing each clothes.
Here, change into these.
And who are you?
Robert Pierre.
Why are you here?
I am to be your escort today.
The sound of a falling guillotine.
Hurrah!
But this is so barbaric.
Perhaps, but it is a swift and final punishment.
As he begins to leave, he turns.
And it is carbon-free.
Exterior, modern city street, day. An open cart driven by Robert carries both Lawyer and Marie past cheering crowds holding signs. Time for the Red New Deal. Feeling warm now? The climate in hell doesn't change. Marie and Lawyer are dressed in contemporary clothes with modern-day haircuts. The cart carries them in the direction of a public square where a guillotine stands. Next to it sits an old woman, looking a lot like Nancy Pelosi, knitting. Fade out. The end.